Welcome once again to AlbertGIS and Friends Hub. Today we are going to be talking about coordinate systems and datums in GIS. Let's dive in sharply. Let's not waste time. Understanding coordinates and Nigerians datum. Before you start working with spatial data in ArcGIS Pro, it is important to understand how locations are represented. So there are different types of coordinate system, but basically it is geographic coordinate system and the projected coordinate system. Now, the geographic coordinate system is based on the 3D spherical surfaces. Coordinates are given in latitude and longitude, which is the one you see in 6 points, 3 points. You can even see in 1 point, 2 points, depending on how the location is. But for Nigeria, that you are familiar with, you can see 3 points, 5 points, 7 points, depending on what coordinate type that is. And it is common for global data and web maps, right? Let me show you what that means. Let's dive into ArcGIS Pro and come to this place. Because we are located in Owerri, we are hovering over Owerri, we are seeing 5 and 7 and 5, which are the XY coordinates. If I come out from Owerri and I go to Morocco, let's see what it gives us. It's giving us what? 8 and 29. Let's come out and let's go to Argentina. And I'm seeing was 65 and 38. So what I mean by saying geographic coordinate system are common for global data and web map. This thing I just showed you now is a web map. It is a web map embedded into ArcGIS Pro to enable you visualize your data sets. And this is common in latitude and longitude, which is the X and Y, the north and east states. I hope you do understand what I mean. Now, coming to the projected coordinate system, this is where you now project your work into your coordinate system. This converts the Earth's 3D surface into a 2D map. It is no longer a world view. It is now going to be on a flat surface, a 2D map. Coordinates are given in meter or feet and are used for accurate distance, areas, and engineering works. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. Let's come now to the world imagery and let's project this into a coordinate system. Because this is a web map and I want it into a projected coordinate system, I come into projected coordinate system and I search for, there are different coordinate system here, but I am in Africa and I want to use my own. So I come into UTM, I come into Africa and I search for my zone. I am in zone 31. You look for 31. I am in zone 32. You look for 32. I am in zone 33. You look for 33. So there are MENA datum UTM, which is the national coordinates. National, yes, that's the national. While we have the world coordinate system, which is WGS 84. So you come down to WGS 84, we are in the northern hemisphere. So you search for what zone are you in. WGS 84, I am in zone 32 currently. So I'm looking for 32 and I click on zone 32, WGS 84, and I say okay. It will transform my coordinates into my particular zone. I am zooming into Oka. Let's say I'm zooming into Onitsha. Now my coordinates has changed. 6 and 6. This is the XY coordinates. If I change it to meters, I am going to be seeing 2, 2 and 6, 258, 021.29 eastern. See where I'm hovering over? I hope you're seeing this. And then 671, 82209 meter. Let me come out from Onitsha. I'm going to a part of Benin. I'm going into Benin. I now have 122702. But sometimes this, do you know that this is going to be very wrong? Because Benin is not in zone 32. So you have to change it because of where you're working at. depending on where you have a job. If you have a job in Sapele, if you have a job in Benin, because from Ugeli, um that is where zone 31 ended into zone 32. So somewhere in Ugeli, probably you're collecting data and you make a mistake, you're collecting for zone 31, you make a mistake and you're using 32. When you plot it, it's going to run. You're going to have you're going to have a meter difference, or not a meter, you're going to have meter differences. So when you are in Warri South, you know that this place is zone 31. So you come back to your map and you set it into zone 31. Let's go back. This is world, and I search for, sorry, it's under UTME, right? Not world, under UTME. Under UTME, you see WGS 84, Northern Hemisphere, and you search for your zone, which is zone 31. You say me zone 31, you say okay. After doing that, it changes. It will change. So this is our Warri South. This is Warri South. I have 7 and 6. Remember we're having 2 and something before when we checked for Benin. So it's just numbers allocated to a spatial location. It's just numbers allocated to a location. But if you use a zone that is different from another zone to plot, you have an error. In your mind, you're correct though, but that is a very big error. So projected coordinate systems, they are used to converting 3D surfaces to 2D surface map. They are given in meters of feet. That is where you can best understand it. And are used for accurate distances, areas, and engineering works. So we now come down to Nigerian coordinate system and datum. We have the common datum for Nigeria, which is the MENA datum. If you are going to be looking for it with your code is EPSG 462, 4262, P63, you can find it in your ArcGIS Pro. This is the official datum used in many Nigerian surveying and mapping projects based on Clark 1880 spheroid, often used with zone 32 or 31 depending on your location. Also zone 33. Let's not forget that Nigeria is splitted into 3 zones: 31, 32, 33. So depending on your location, you know the kind of zone you're going to be using. While the typical coordinate system for Nigeria is the Universal Traverse Mercator. Like I said, we are divided into 3 zones: 31, 32, 33. So somebody who is in Adamawa and you're plotting and you make a mistake and you're using probably Adamawa, like at the very edge of Adamawa, and you're using 32 instead of 33, your plotting is going to be very wrong. You might be getting it on your system, but immediately you export those coordinates for somebody else to use. When they put in the right coordinate system, it has gone off location. The same thing for Borno, the same thing for Niger, Zamfara, Edo, Delta, Bayelsa. This is the Universal Traverse Mercator zones for Nigeria. So how to set your coordinate system for ArcGIS Pro? I just showed you how to do that, but let me show you once again. To set your coordinate location, we have our map, we have our world imagery located, and our hybrid reference layers. Just come to map, right click on your map, you will scroll down to properties. As you're seeing properties, you see general, extent, clip layers, metadata, coordinate system. Come down to coordinate system and search for the coordinates that you're looking for. Because we are working with WGS, World Geographic System 1894, 1984, UTME, zone, whatever, you come down to that and search for it, click it, and you say okay. We are working with 32. Let me be serious. We're working with 32. You say okay, and it will set your location for you. 32 because I am currently in Oka. So this is what we have. Where is Oka? This is what we have for this location. Whatever thing I'm going to be plotting at this very location will work with my zone 32 hemisphere. So that is that for setting coordinate system on your ArcGIS Pro. That is that for setting coordinate system on your ArcGIS Pro. I hope this give you the knowledge that you're seeking for. Thank you very much. See you on my very next one. Bye.